You get. You caused that.
I hate puppies.
I hate the giraffe.
Stupid.
So dumb.
It's a good podcast.
It was entertaining.
I watched zero of it.
Just for the
I feel threatened.
Browns and Shadur Sanders. It was worth it just for that.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, the only podcast dedicated to all year talking about the NFL draft. We don't stop. We never will. Yeah, we peaked.
Number one sportscast in Richmond.
The number one or two. Definitely not third. Third's for losers.
Let's put a lot of talking and energy into guys that will probably fall out of the league in less than a year.
Oh, yeah. I can't believe it. We got Rodney. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
So fucking stupid. And we're dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what beer you should be drinking this weekend. Adam was kind enough to bring in a beer this weekend, which already means I like this deli more than most.
Took care of a big problem for you, huh?
Honestly, it allowed me to go for a walk with the family.
Nice.
That actually was really pleasant, you know?
Solving
around.
first world problems.
Yeah, and found a cat.
Like, to keep?
So my wife years ago said she will never have cats ever again.
You had a diabetic cat.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah,
that was cool.
he
But
was
that's because I
awesome.
like shooting stuff up. But, you know, I don't want to shoot me
Yeah.
up. So just got a cat I could shoot up.
Good thing you didn't find a toddler. That would suck.
Now I'll shoot them up. You're only a couple shots away from giving them diabetes, and then
Yeah.
you just get to switch over and, you know, you just start with some sucrose. Little known fact. Nah, my wife doesn't want a cat. She's like highly allergic, but she wants a cat.
Oh,
You know, it's like actually it's exactly like me
it's like the labia app.
doing dude. Everyone wants the labia app.
It's like every woman. Indecisive as shit. And or deciding on something she probably shouldn't have.
That's a little too much, Troy.
Yeah, that's why I think I'm offended.
Because you're a woman?
Nope,
I think you're right, Adam.
no, because I identify.
There we
As
go.
a woman.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Doesn't actually make me a woman. See, there's a hot take.
that-
Oh, God, now I'm
Now we're
canceled.
canceled.
Now I'm
You-
canceled.
We're canceled for
Boy.
Brendan Kennedy friends canceled.
yeah.
You know, my favorite part about that is Troy makes a fucking misogynist comment, and I walk out of there somehow with the knife in the back.
You kept it going.
I know, but mine shouldn't actually be shitty. You know
Yours
what
is
I mean?
the worst one.
But
Oh,
he's,
God.
But he's
I'm
living
gonna
the
stop.
life. He's got 2 4Runners and a Miata.
Yeah.
And a boat.
But not a real boat, a jet boat.
Yeah. Speaking of indecisive.
See, I identify as a smoking hot chick. That's actually the chick I do identify as. No, my wife wants a cat.
Yeah.
Wants a cat, but she doesn't
she's
want
allergic.
But she doesn't want a cat. So she had come to this idea like years ago that if she could just find an outdoor cat, we could get it. And I looked into it. It's actually fairly easy to keep an outdoor cat.
Yeah.
Because they're everywhere.
Feed it.
Yeah,
I was going to say,
that's
that's any cat. It doesn't have to be yours. You just put food outside your door and cats will show up.
Well, the trick is for this particular cat, we got a big plan. It's feed the kitten on a in the screened in porch with the door shut
Yeah.
for like a couple weeks. Get it really used to like having.
Is it
somewhere
a
to
kitten or
stay.
is it a cat?
Well, the dream, right? The dream.
This is the imaginary one.
Because
This
they want
is
the kitten part.
Yeah.
Of course, you don't want the fucking kitten part. Adorable.
Well, while you're dreaming, just dream that it doesn't leave you.
Yeah.
Why are you dreaming so specific about, we got to put it on this porch?
I just can't go
Why are
through
we
the plan.
dreaming the worst case, like in your dream, everything goes according to plan?
The owl comes down and eats the kitten.
Actually, I've had that dream. And you wake up going, yay! You know, some dreams will scare you away. Some will just joy you away.
Now we have a pet owl. Keep giving it cats.
We're running out of cats to give it.
Yeah. They hate them when they're neutered. Owl loves the balls.
Is that Almond Joy or Mounds?
Mounds.
Mounds.
No, I guess it's Almond Joy.
Almond Joy.
Almond Joy has nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Mound sounds funnier. You know?
Yeah, you would think. Well,
So
Guess
Mounds
either
is
could
just
work.
like an empty swing bag, a neutered
Yeah.
cat, if you will.
Yeah.
The owl comes down and says, not Mounds.
everybody's heard that.
Everybody knows that.
Mounds is the empty swing bag of candy bars. That's what my great grandfather used to say.
That's why Troy doesn't like coconut.
Yeah.
I want full balls.
All balls.
Oh my
Not some neutered ass candy bar.
There's no nuts.
I want someone to get pregnant when I eat my candy bar.
I'm gonna need Plan B after this almond joy.
There's a reason there's joy after the almond part.
That's right.
Ooh, I like that. What is the Plan B candy bar? What would it be, like Pop Rocks? You gotta just
Take 2
chase
bags
it
of these, Coca-Cola, and call me in the morning.
You ate a whole almond joy? Quick!
Warheads.
Two bags
Yeah.
of Pop Rocks and Warheads. Get them in their stat. Give this man a Coke.
Mentos and Coke.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then do a bunch of jumping jacks.
you know, shakes it all up in there.
Good news, guys. I just passed 2 nuts. We are all good. Sticking with mounds. I'm on a diet. So we're getting a cat.
Yeah. Hold on. Back to your dream cat.
Yeah. So here's
You
the
find a kitten, you keep it on the back porch for 2 weeks.
It turns into a tiger.
You
Yeah.
feed it, right? You
Yeah.
you make it a little bed, and that bed should preferably be like a dog house without a dog, sans dog. That way you can like keep it heated in the winter. So this was the plan. We're gonna find this cat, and we've got a friend who's a vet, and she's a vet out in the country, and couple. So they're out in the country, and they're like every year they're like, we get so many kittens in the springtime. So for 2 years now, we've been like, okay, waiting on the kittens. Then my wife decides it's very particular. Orange tabby cat.
Oh my gosh.
So she can name it Cheddar.
I'm out.
And I was like, Cheddar is an outdoor cat. So the odds of it becoming Swiss,
Yeah.
very, very quick. There's
Really, its name is going to be, hey, cat.
Yeah.
Not
basically.
going to answer to anything.
So for 2 years, we've waited through 2 springs, and it's never happened. Like, just none of these cats show up. Today we're
You
going
mean
for
no orange cats? You probably.
no orange fucking kittens.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude.
because it's very particular.
How do you deal with this?
It's a defense mechanism I think she has in place, so she doesn't have to worry about getting the cat. But,
Oh, okay.
but if the perfect one comes this way, when the girls go, we were at the pet store and we saw these kittens, my wife can be like,
No.
And for starters, though, you don't want a cat that's even seen the inside of a house.
Yeah.
I don't want them to know that there's a better life. That's like
Yeah.
It's like someone in East Berlin. They're like, fuck. I know
Yeah.
there's good stuff on the other side of that wall.
Man, that's a timely joke.
Yeah. It's 80s reference. Tear down this wall. I can do all kinds of 80s references.
So your wife is like legit allergic?
Well, legit. Break out in hives and shit.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
But
That she'd want that on the porch.
I was gonna
Right,
say
'cause then,
even
yeah.
even having if she's that bad, you shouldn't even want it near.
Well,
the
this
house.
was before a million shots ago, too. She went through that
Y'all
fun
had a
regimen. Yeah. Well, I think what she was really allergic to was changing the kitty litter.
Uh-huh.
I think that had a lot to do with it because all of us were deathly allergic to it.
Yeah.
So she only had a minor allergy towards it. It made her angry. Mm-hmm. It made us leave.
Yeah.
Well, I'm busy. Like, and she didn't like that. So she was like, I'm never doing this again. I don't blame her. Like, I'm not ponying up.
You guys should just grow poison ivy or something.
We already do that.
Okay.
Bushel load. It's great. But
Just go collect stray cats. They've
I
got
never
the
thought cleaning
organization that does that downtown.
I never thought cleaning cat boxes was nearly as gross as picking up your dog's poop.
Yeah.
It depends.
And I've
It's
done
all-
both many a time, and I find every time I have to bend over and pick my dog's poop up with a little plastic bag, it's way grosser than taking a plastic
Scoop it out
ladle
dry.
and
Yeah.
scooping out some.
A chunky hard turd
Yeah.
instead of a wet hot one.
Yeah.
That you don't have to touch with your
There is something
Yeah.
about the warmth
Yes.
of a fresh turd that really turns me off.
Yeah.
Call me a freak.
Yeah. Weirdo.
What a loser. Ooh, nuts. I'll pick that one up.
And I'm always like, who's the owner here?
Right.
The dog I'm walking or the guy bending over and picking up the shit?
Sir, I'm ready for you to pick up my
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Wipers? 90s reference.
Yep, I get that.
There you go.
He just keeps on walking. Like I'm in the
know,
middle
yeah.
of picking. He's just like, I'm ready to move
I'm
along.
done.
Yeah.
You better hurry up.
Took
back
the
there.
shit. Hustle up. I get to the end of this rope. I'm going to pull.
I'm lighter and let's go.
So Adam picking up the deli today afforded
Yeah.
me time to go for a walk with the family. And they deviated from their normal walk and went to the other neighborhood. And we're walking along and I'm chilling. That's when I was sending you images of beers we've already had.
Of course, I bought that one.
Long story. Wait till you have it. If I remember, middling. Go back to May 27th, 2024. You'll know what that beer tastes like before you have it. And we're walking along. Out of the corner of my eye, I see this fucking thing dart. I look over and I'm like, that's a fucking orange tabby.
Uh-oh.
And then its little head comes up and I was like, oh, it's a way underdeveloped head. That's a kitten. It's not like itty bitty kitten, but it's way too young for it to be out on its own. But at the same time, it's about that age where it was time to leave mom and figure it out. And this motherfucker was skittish and still freaking out. Like things would move and he'd hop up.
Did y'all have the dogs with you?
Yes, he didn't like that
Yeah.
at all. And so I went about my trying to get him to come over to me. I was like, take these dogs away. Could not get the cat, but I know where there is a orange tabby kitten.
So never walk past her again.
I kind of want to find it now. No collar. I want to see it kill some stuff, man. This yard, I found 2 snakes this weekend.
Really?
When I was mowing, like, I don't enjoy that. Granted, adorable little garter snakes, not hurting
Yeah.
anything, but I identify as a woman. I was scared shitless.
So all women are scared of snakes?
No,
Man.
didn't say that.
Said that into a microphone, huh?
I am.
Objection! Hearsay!
Oh, that undoes it.
Fixed it. It's all
You can
jokes.
edit that part out later, post production.
I'm just saying that's how you do it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're an asshole. I'm just saying.
Just drop some of those on there.
Yeah, there you go.
I was kidding.
These are jokey jokes.
They're jokes. Just funny jokes.
It's a character.
We're here. We're having a good time.
Yes, that's it. So I've found the cat though. So like now I just gotta like secure the cat. Which you know what cats that are skittish and alone in the woods love to be picked up.
Yeah, you trying to catch
Yeah,
him.
that's going to go well.
This is gonna go super.
When you walked over to that cat, you were so confident it was just going to come to you and melt in your arms.
Well, wouldn't that be the dream?
and you'd be the hero. It was in your dream, right?
Yeah, I mean that would be. I want to be the conquering hero in this moment. I want to be like, "Come here, Cheddar," and it goes, "Huh, that feels right," and walks over, and then
Did you call it? Did you call it Cheddar?
No, I never said that. I never.
No, in
uttered-
Brendan's dream, it's like, you rang?
No, and then in the daydream that I unfolded in that moment, I never had to carry it. It just followed me home because it was like, I'd like to follow this group of upright individuals and those 4-legged, much larger than me creatures. Let's go.
There's a lot of cats in my neighborhood, but there's one who's like not afraid of dogs at all. And we walk our dog, and my dog does not know what to do because that cat just walks right up to us every time.
It scares the crap
And
out
this
of the
dog's
dog.
just like, I don't know what to do here.
Well, your dog's little, too,
yeah,
so it's not
usually
like he's a big dog.
I'm ready to chase the cat, and the cats are ready to play the game. But this one's like, wait, what?
Oh, speaking of,
Well, I hope you get a cat because you need that in your life.
You got to figure out how to catch it.
They-
start
they-
carrying some catnip with you.
It's
Throw it
so
out.
cool what they do to convertible tops. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, but you only have a few to worry about.
Well, it won't all be on one, which is good. Spread it around a
spread
little
it,
bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And when the cat hair sticks to it, I've got pictures of my Jeep, black
Yeah.
top, coated in white, and it does not come off easily.
Because your cat loves to sleep there.
Yep, it's like a hammock.
All selling points.
and I've got that sweet boat. That is a giant hammock.
And when they sharpen their claws on vinyl, it's really good for it. You get perforated seats.
Custom seats, they're one off.
You guys are selling me on this.
One of one.
It's a good idea.
I'm getting super excited. All right, you want to talk about good ideas and animals?
Yeah.
The Duke is getting a new animal.
Is he?
This is super exciting for
Potbelly pig.
everybody. That would be way too
Goat.
mobile.
Way too something that stays in a cage or aquarium.
God willing. So we have a deaf French bulldog. So we're I think we're slowly putting together like the sped crew
Oh, is he gonna get a blind one?
of Frenchies. So we got a buddy, young Jimmy.
Yeah.
Young Jimmy, this is all right, let me see if I can make the math work. Young Jimmy's wife has an aunt that breeds French bulldogs. Now she has like brought some other breeders into this universe, helped train them, get them going. So there's like a whole community of them, right?
Of inbreeding.
This is how you breed, right?
Yeah.
And the French bulldog, let's be honest, that's how you get the cutest ones.
Yeah.
You just keep inbreeding them until you're like,
This one's not broken.
Yeah.
He is not sellable.
yes. Ew, it's breathing clear. Gross. So because they're abominations, French bulldogs, they have to be delivered like via C-section because
Oh, Jesus.
God forbid your reproductive organs still work.
Are they still the like hot commodity like they were like 2 or 3 or 4 years ago?
I think it's cooled down a little, but if I remember, according to the Westminster Kennel Club this past year, they said it was the #1 dog in America right now.
Really?
Yeah, people are done with
It's a
dogs.
worthless dog.
I know.
They're adorable.
No, I don't even
I don't
think
think so
there's.
either.
I could name a bunch of other dogs that are better looking that I would rather have if we're just going on a cute factor.
Is that one of
They're
those
adorable.
hyperallergenic dogs that people like? Is that
No,
why they like?
they're not.
Oh, they're
No.
not.
No, they
No.
they
What
offer
is the-
nothing good.
In fact, they're allergic to themselves.
Yeah.
Right. The people that love to fix a project love those dogs.
Because that's all you're doing is constantly fixing.
Like the girl that always dated the bad guy. She's like, I'll change them. They own French bulldogs now.
So you get one of the ones that like the back legs don't work, so they got like little wheels back there.
We're getting close.
They get the big cuppy ears
Yeah.
that I guess are cute to a lot of people.
And-
Can you not picture one in your head?
No, I know.
Oh, okay.
And God doxes the tail for you.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to chop that. It's just a nub, and it doesn't wag.
I think it's the inbreeding.
It's 100% the inbreed.
Okay.
But that's how you get the cute ones. You just keep inbreeding them. Oh, that one's cute. That one's cute. They're brother, sister. Put them in a cage.
Just like inbred women.
Yeah.
Same thing.
But they're the best.
The cuter.
They're way cuter. Way cuter.
You come to West Virginia, it's fantastic.
That's the best. You know what I hate?
That's why the Royals are so handsome.
Absolutely. Yes. Ooh, this one was born with the intestines on the outside. That's king material right there. So one of these dogs, this litter was born, and the mom was still under anesthesia, and she was like coming out of it, and they were still like pulling puppies out. And I guess the mom woke up and didn't like the fact that her guts were everywhere and dogs were being pulled from her abdomen. So she reacted as most people would, violently.
Yeah.
And she bit the dog, one of the puppies, above the foot, and bit like clear
it off.
through
Jesus.
this dog's leg.
Those are little dogs.
Yeah.
Little adorable dogs.
I mean, I wouldn't think their jaw strength would be.
Yeah, but think how little
Well,
the
the
baby
puppies,
is.
I
I
mean,
mean,
they're-
a
yeah.
newborn.
Good
Baby's super small.
good
Like
point.
didn't have to get a lot on there, you know. And
Probably was just nipping too. Like honestly, probably wasn't even like.
I don't
full,
think it was a
like-
violent. Yeah, who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah, they're
It
just so
doesn't take a
tiny.
lot though, because this thing just came. I mean, literally just
It's the
came
first time I've heard of canine postpartum depression.
I've heard of
I feel
dogs.
like that happens a lot.
I've heard of dogs like because they're born in those sacks and just trying to. The mom will try to pull the sack off of it and like do damage doing that.
out. So this dog got damaged hard, and young Jimmy sent me a picture of this litter, and he's like, "Look at this litter." And he's like, "But look at this one." And he's like, "This one's, they're going to have a hard time selling this. It's not going to have a hard
What's wrong with it? Missing a leg?
Yeah, missing half a leg. But it's got
Rear or front?
front right. Front right. So
Then you have to teach them to write left-handed.
it was definitely, yeah, it's tough. It's
So
tough.
the dog's name is Trip, right?
Tripod.
or tripod. That's what I
It's
thought.
gone through a lot of names,
Yeah.
but we're not. So I made the mistake of showing the picture to the Duke and his wife, and I was like, "Look at this thing. This poor bastard got his leg bit off." And the Duke's wife immediately was like, "He is adorable." And my wife's like, "I know, right? Like the cutest." And I'm like, "Oh no, I've planted a seed, and I can't stomp it out." And the Duke was like, "I'm not having this."
As someone who has a disabled French bulldog, I feel like you did all of this on purpose.
Yep.
It seems that way. It seems that way. It was not intentional. I assure you, this was not intentional. I really just
It was
thought
intentionally unintentional.
Yeah,
It was-
deep down in his innards.
I wanted someone else to have
Yeah.
a sped bulldog.
Well, at least that dog will have overdeveloped muscles on one side. That'll be good for the spine.
Which they're known for rock solid spines.
They won't have hip problems at all.
I don't see how it could. Yeah,
It won't live long enough to have real hip problems.
Well, these are you guys are all unpacking the shit that
Yeah.
I have been told that I'm a piece of shit for bringing up. Because I have
By
had
the Duke.
no. The Duke and I are like Duke and I were on the very same page for the very first day.
Except you showed his wife an adorable puppy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So by the next day, once he was out of your sight,
Once he started seeing like I told young Jimmy, look, I think the Duke's interested, So then the breeder's in touch with them and
They're going to try to sell it?
sending them videos. What for stew? Like
Right. That should be a freebie. Or it should be twice as expensive because
I'm just saying these breeders aren't known for having high ethical standards and being like, oh, let's give it to a loving family. They still might be like, look, this is a $5,000 dog. I'll give it to you for $1,000.
I'll give you
didn't you only get like $200 off of yours for it being deaf?
dude, we paid top fucking dollar, but we didn't know it was deaf. Her argument was 2 testicles. She understood the importance of Almond Joy versus Mounds.
Yeah.
She said, no, 2 testicles. You buy dog. You full price. It's a good dog. It was like, sure.
You gonna breed them?
No, man, we didn't do any. We cut the nuts off immediately. Removed its worth.
Perfect.
Yeah. Aren't all male dogs born with 2 testicles?
No.
Like that's some,
No,
Not Frenchies.
that's some I love that that's a flex.
Yeah.
It has all 4 legs.
you know what's hilarious? My American Bulldog Black Lab mix, 1 testicle. So when she said it's got 2 testicles, I was like, that's a valid point because the weak ass dog I have at home, that beta male had 1 nut. The other one they had to go up and get out of the abdomen.
So he had to.
If it drops, do you have it?
You mean if it doesn't drop?
That's what I'm saying. If it doesn't drop, do you have it?
I mean, it's still inside.
Would they charge you for the removal of 0 testicles?
No, Wrigley was like $50. It was a good
No,
price.
I'm saying when you went to the vet and they fixed it.
Oh, they charged us more. It takes longer. You got to go up in there. No. I have learned that dogs that have issues tend to cost a little more. It's just how it is.
That's shocking.
So the Duke,
All dogs that are bred have more issues. That's the simple fact.
yeah, mutts are
Mutts have
easier.
a lot less.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
mutts are
rescue
easier.
a dog for $100 from whatever. You have no issues till you take it and it dies.
Well,
It's like those dogs are the Jaguar of dogs.
Yes.
Mutts are the Toyotas of
Yes.
dogs.
yeah, I like a nice Toyota.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Not in the dog world.
I have a mutt. My wife has a purebred deaf dog.
Okay. Fair.
My
He
mutt,
just likes to pay for the other ones.
she paid for that dog. I didn't pay.
Really?
Not a dime came out of my pocket.
Oh.
I split the other dog. Here's $25. Cost us more in
That
gas.
sentence gets me every time. Not a dime came out. You paid
Yeah.
some way, somehow.
Oh, I'm sure when the next like thing happened at the house,
Yeah,
she was
when-
like, "Well, I'm in debt."
Yeah,
she was like, well, I'll buy the
she
stove.
bought
The
her
next
dog,
10
and then
things
you,
at the house.
she bought a dog, and you paid for all the dinners for
A year.
quite a while.
You've been saving all your receipts?
Oh yeah, she's gonna get the best Christmas present ever this year. You're gonna love it. Just a shoebox full of receipts. Remember this one? This was so much fun. I loved that night. Oh, right here, look, you ordered espresso martini. You didn't
Yeah.
even finish. That was fun. So fast forward like a week or two, and you can see the Duke like changing his tune. And he's like, "This dog's scrappy, man. This dog's tough.
Oh.
No,
This
dude.
dog's tough." And he's like, "Nah, man. I think this dog's like, he's the man. He's got 3 legs, and like he's not letting it stop him. He's, like doing his thing." Like, okay. And then I was telling my wife, I was like, "Well, I'm worried about." I said the spine. I said if it can't put its leg down, then that's going to put some strain on the spine. They're not known for spines. Like, well, they're known for spines, but not the reason you want to be
Yeah,
known for
right.
them. It's like they have issues, and like this is probably just going to make some of those issues worse. And my wife,
You might have to go in and amputate the rest of that leg.
it's possible.
Be the other leg. Because you had to overcompensate. So then it's going to
So
have
then it has no front legs.
Yeah, maybe just make him a low rider.
No, I'm saying if you got half a leg, like they might want to pull it all the way back, so it's not in the way. You're not tripping over it, catching it on things. You see 3-legged dogs all the time. A lot
Yeah.
of them seem to be fine.
Yeah, that's true.
They do. And then was out of town with my wife, and she was like, "Look at that dog over there," and I was like, "That's a good looking dog." And then it came around the corner, and sure enough, it had 3 legs, and she was like,
It's a sign.
Either way, it's official. They're picking up the dog,
Wow.
and
I like the Duke's mentality though. He's like, yeah, this dog's badass. It's like, at best, it was an inbred Frenchie. So like, at its very core, it's not a badass dog.
No.
Like, they're not known for like being protective and like watching over your household and like.
no,
Nobody's ever scared of a Frenchie.
No.
Like, you would just punt that thing.
but it comes from a great lineage though, show winning dogs.
That doesn't impress me.
No.
When you see the strength of the 3 legs, you'll be impressed. But I just feel this is potentially a long road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting involved. Now they're getting a steal.
It's probably not going to be a long road.
1,500.
Yeah, how much?
It's way less than 1,500.
Oh my gosh, they have to pay.
you
That's
got to
not a
pay for
steal.
all the work that's been done.
All right, if you have to pay for the medical bills, that's fair.
That's basically what they're paying for.
All right.
Okay.
Was the stitching it up and getting it ready. I think they're out the door at like $500.
Oh, that could be worse.
Could be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Could be a lot better. Could have 4 legs.
You could get 5 good dogs for that much
Well,
money
that's
right down the road.
That's 100% true.
Yeah, well, that's not what's happening here. We're getting an adorable 3-legged dog. Now, I don't know if you know anything about the Duke's other dog. It's insane.
Oh, yeah?
What kind of dogs does he have?
American Bulldog. Insane one.
Oh, yeah?
Absolutely insane. But like always
So this-
wants to be around you.
So this story might be really, really, really short.
Yeah.
We shall see. I think that his American Bulldog is crazy in the sense like it just wants to love. And I think when she sees a 3-legged puppy, she's just going to fixate in a good way. But they're very nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, the American Bulldogs are the bigger ones and like more muscular,
Yeah.
like more active, right? Compared to the British ones.
They're a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot
Yeah.
sleeker.
Aren't they nowhere near related to each other? That was just a cute name for a pit bull.
That I don't know.
No, that's the Staffordshire Terrier. Staffordshire Terrier.
Yeah.
That's the true pit bull. They're squattier. These dogs are long and
Okay.
they're definitely not pit bulls, but they're all from the bull terrier universe. You know what I mean? But the Staffordshire Terrier, that is the pit bull you're not allowed to move into an apartment complex with.
And don't forget about Mr. Worldwide. That's the real pit bull.
That's what he says. That's what he says. I'd rather have a Staffordshire Terrier than pit bull tied up.
I don't know. One costs you a lot of money.
They're about the same size.
That's exactly right.
One's hairless.
Yes, one is. I had to like run through the numbers real quick. I was like, which one? Oh, yeah, the bald guy. So this is going to be interesting to see that speaking of good decisions about animals, we got big animal week.
I briefly saw him yesterday. I drove by his house and he was actually stepping on his front door.
Pit bull? Whoa.
And I honked and waved at him.
Yeah, he saw you because I had gone by there shortly thereafter to pick up some shit I left behind. Long story. But I brought my dog over there to make sure that his dog was socialized around other dogs, let them play for a little bit.
Oh, he has the dog.
No, not the little one. The little one's 2 weeks out.
Wait, you're socializing his like multi-year-old dog?
I just wanted to
1 week
prove-
before the puppy comes?
It's been socialized a lot. It just hasn't stuck. So I'm just working on some stuff. So I brought my dog over.
The deaf one?
No.
Oh. Well, you should have brought the Frenchie because that's
Yeah.
what he's going to be around.
Yep.
So he actually the Frenchie and him get along swimmingly. And the other, like, seriously. So I think that's good. Yeah, you should look at the footage. Like, there's them playing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
About to murder each other.
That's them playing.
Show me a
then
picture of the
There's them playing. They're having
All
so
teeth.
much fun.
All teeth.
Good God.
Show me a picture of the tripod dog.
I probably got a picture of the. Oh boy.
We need to name this dog.
Yeah.
Well, apparently his name's going to be Finn because he's got this little fin.
Is it the one in front?
Yeah, you can't see the tripod part.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll show you this. Look at
Yeah, there it
look
is.
at Usain Bolt right there.
Holy Jesus Christ.
He is pretty cute.
He's
Oh,
pretty
dude,
cute.
he's super cute. He's super cute. And
His name should be Flash.
Yes.
Nub.
Nub is what the breeder called him. Because
Yeah.
they're sensitive people.
Yeah.
She was like, "Come here, Nubs." In the very first video, we were like, "Oh boy." But yeah, that's coming. So we're gonna have some
exciting news.
healthy dogs. So now I really will have like the special ed of French bulldogs.
Got it.
So we're gonna get shirts,
Nice.
a special Frenchies or something. You know, you had to give it a French sounding name. I looked up how to say special.
Spanish,
And
right?
it is just like, but special is just speciale. The speciale Frenchies.
To be the two of you with those dogs going to the dog park. One can't keep with the other one. The other one can't hear anything.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
It's perfect. You put them together though.
You and the Duke just holding hands
That's right.
They'll all
in the
fit in the
Miata.
Miata.
That's right.
I don't see why not.
Yep.
I'll put a Frenchie in the Miata, not my
Brendan will have him on his lap.
Yep.
The Duke.
Yep. For sure. That checks out.
You know how hard it is to drive a stick shift with a dude on your lap. It's like you guys have never done this. Losers.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. But so
They're getting ready to have 0 kids, like in the house.
That's what's happening is they're about to have 0 kids. So
They
they're
still
like,
have
they need
one dog.
something.
Like,
yeah, but you need a dog that really
I think-
requires attention.
Yeah. That's what. Yeah.
I think they spend so much time the wife and the Duke spend so much time in houses with Frenchies. It's just rubbing off.
yeah.
Oh, I know that.
They're powerless to stop it.
Women can't fight it. Those dogs are adorable. That's how they wound up in all those whorehouses. And that's where they're from.
I
That's
did
when-
not know that.
That's when they got so popular. They were in
Well,
the-
so when I call all these women I see with Frenchies whores, I can say, my buddy Brendan taught me this.
No, their owners are whores.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
The wives.
Yeah.
no. This
So
is
the,
You
all,
guys
all the
are
women got
whores.
really
Whores-
excited about horse
Whores
dogs.
are attracted to this dog. It's in your lineage.
That's
Why?
what BK said.
Brendan
this
says
is
so.
not okay.
It's a whore magnet.
Yeah.
It's
Look, it's not your fault. You come from a long line of whores.
this isn't
Is there a lot of Frenchies in Dave's Forecastle?
this is not I do love Dave's Horcastle. Place is great. 2 for
Would there be another kind of dog there?
Okay, good point.
Come on.
Good
What kind of
point.
question is that?
So that is how they actually rose to prominence. Is you had this in France way back in the day. You had
Whores.
well, you had these
And dogs.
art districts. You had different parts of town that kind of butt up on other parts of town, and these whorehouses ended up having a lot of these little French bulldogs in them because they're such good lap dogs and they're fiercely loyal to women. They love women, and so if things got out of line, they would bark. They would cause a little ruckus, but for the most part,
Before they were punted.
they just laid on your lap, and the whores just like to sit there and pet them. So the whores would sit in the windows of the whorehouse, and they were just petting these French bulldogs, and it was close enough to proximity where the royalty was, and so the upper echelon would walk the streets, and they would walk by, and the
One of
women
those dogs the whores have.
they
One of
did
them
though.
whores dogs.
That's actually how it happened. They would
that
walk by.
That doesn't sound right at
so
all.
far-fetched.
The guys are looking at the
He's
horse.
coming up with
I-
this,
this
as he's talking.
This is
I'm
wild.
literally not. And then the women
So
would walk
royalty
by.
goes, that's what the poor folk have. I want what the poor folk
Yeah.
have.
Don't you all though? You kind of dress ratchety, like the wealthiest people we know are dressed exactly like us. Like they're all in hoodies.
Yeah, but that's new. Like,
Yeah.
it's only been in the past 10 years wealth has been, like, turned on its head where it's like, you're a piece of shit.
I read an article recently that, like, in the 1800s, royalty used to, for fun, dress like laborers in their. They'd have parties and they'd all dress like laborers.
Yeah, theme
Well, yeah,
party.
a theme party.
But I mean, like, on the
But not like-
on the regular.
Oh, really?
Like, it wasn't just a once a year thing. They were like, let's let our freak flag fly. I'm a chimney sweep.
Yeah.
Okay, and so what does the wife do? Get this French bulldog. It's my whole costume.
I'm buying
see
in.
that, yeah.
I'm buying in.
It became kind of a thing where they would see them and they were like, those are really cute. And it was edgy because they were in the whorehouses. So then they started buying them. Then
Where'd you get that dog? Oh, my husband's whore gave it to me.
Now, does yours prefer your wife over you then? Like,
No.
oh.
Doesn't want anything. They prefer women. They just do. There's something.
That's
Is that
what
I
he
just
asked.
Yeah, but it doesn't know I identify.
Oh.
Look at this. Paint me like your French whore.
What is that from?
Titanic.
Oh.
It's a
I know, but what? No, where's the picture from?
I don't know. Somebody took a picture of a French bulldog lying down.
No,
You
Adam,
should just look up bulldogs horror history.
working on
Adam asked, "Does your deaf bulldog like your wife more than you?"
Yes, very much. so.
You looked at him and said,
Said no.
No, I said yes.
No, you
No, you
did
then I
not.
flipped
You
it
said
up.
no.
No, likes her way more.
Okay.
Than me.
Okay.
Like all day long, right by her side at all times.
Wow.
Doesn't want anything to do with me.
Yeah, but my dog likes my wife more too, but that's because she feeds him and walks him more than me.
I think it's inherently in French bulldogs to like women.
I don't know. Dogs are dumb. Everybody likes to give all these human characteristics to dogs. Dogs are dumb.
I think Brendan read the AKC website. It seems to.
Match up with everything.
AKC is willing to see. Boom! I don't make this stuff up. If AKC is willing to say it, if he had to go to Huffington Post, might have been a little different. But
Facts.
this is how it was, man. The royalty, the upper class would walk by and they'd go, "Oh, I want a little bit of that street grime."
So we can hate the French for something else then.
Yes, as if we needed a reason.
Right. Exactly.
They were adorable, but when the upper class got them, they really started breeding them to be cuter and cuter and cuter.
Yeah, here's a 100-year-old picture. It looks
Nothing.
nothing like the bulging eye.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's in the ballpark,
Giant
but yes,
nose.
it is. That looks like it could breathe.
Yeah.
It's
Actually,
got
that nose looks even more pushed in.
Yeah.
That's an ugly dog.
Yeah. They're not. I don't think they're cute dogs.
No.
they're adorable.
I don't think so.
No.
Yoda's adorable.
Who's Yoda?
Just Yoda.
Oh, not a dog.
Gremlins were adorable. All those things that look kind of like that.
So small things with big ears that point up.
Anyway,
Yeah.
when you say something so ugly it's cute, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I get that. That checks out.
They've got it, and they got that horror stink on.
That's
it,
what it
covered
is.
Covered in glitter.
Yeah, it's the horse stink.
It's nice. You
And
know?
syphilis.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Smell like cigarettes and baby powder. I like it.
And desperation.
And a bloody nose.
Yeah.
And this new one's got mommy issues, which is a novel treat. Should be good. I'm
Male or female?
male. Yeah, 2 testicles. Very strong dog.
Good for breeding.
It's good breeding. The whole
Get that
time,
one nub up there.
yeah, he gets up there, he's just smacking that ass. It's just the right size to smack that ass with his
Yeah.
little fin. Yeah, he's quite the player. God gifted him with an ass slapping fin.
Call him Stumpy.
There's a million names. Yeah, I'm with you.
so many
I was
good
looking
ones.
at like pirate names and
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, that's good.
And like the first
Blackbeard.
the first pirate to ever be known for like the peg leg was a French pirate. So I was like,
Yeah.
aha, here we go. And I gave them the name and they went with Finn.
Finn. It's not bad.
It's not the best.
What was the pirate's name?
I can't remember now.
Phineas.
Oh, maybe they did go with it. I like it.
trying to think of a famous French pirate.
Yeah, I don't know any pirates.
The first one to have a peg leg. Apparently peg legs were not very
A landlocked pirate.
No, that's a
Brilliant.
Hollywood
Yeah.
yeah.
thing.
Or Pete
So there's a
pirate.
parrot in the
Peg leg Pete.
Peg leg Pete.
eye patch.
Yeah, apparently it's all made up. Pirates were
Yeah.
One-eyed Willie.
No, the eye patch is real. They had 2 good eyes, but they'd cover one so that way if they had to emergency go below deck, they would close their eye that had
Dilated.
and they'd lift up the
They
eye
could
patch
see
and they
perfect.
could see in the dark better.
There's like night
It
vision.
wasn't all pirates were missing an eye.
Correct.
More an eye patch.
Right.
So
Correct.
that's
It was a tactical move.
and if that was the move, every person on the boat would have it.
Maybe they did.
I didn't know that's what that was for. I always thought I invented that. Like I'll get up and I'll go in the bathroom and I'll keep one eye closed when I turn on the light, so that when I walk out I can switch eyes and still see in the dark.
You go, "Arr," while you're pissing.
I didn't realize I was just doing old pirate stuff.
That's right.
Hell yeah, got a little pirate.
You're a
in me.
pirate.
I see that now. I know where you're going. Leave it alone.
Boy. They love semen.
Arr. You got me. I didn't see that one coming. Hey-o.
Yeah, because of the patch.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it protected you.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's how they lost their eye.
Safety first. Nah, too much semen. Get me my pet. Can we do a deli?
Is it deli time?
Yeah, it was an hour ago. I'm plowing through to this point.
The yellow one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This has got to be the most throwaway, easy beer to win every time. This is a Mexican-style cerveza.
Yeah.
Anytime you make a cerveza, you just can't lose. Lager brewed with flaked maize.
Yeah, they said this is like a corn-based one.
Okay, so maybe they did fuck it up.
Yeah, good chance.
Good for them.
Corn syrup based.
This is the High Wire.
The Atlantico, Highwire Brewing Company, Atlantico, Mexican-style lager.
Flake
4.5. Perfect.
lager brewed with flaked maize. Crisp and refreshing.
Ooh, they said it was crisp and refreshing. It must be. It's 4.5. Nice ABV. Keeps you happy. I'm going to move this just over here, Troy.
Oh, sorry. Does it make a noise?
Well, I don't know. Now I don't know whose. Someone's phone is. Okay, we're good. Oh, it's Adam's every time he picks it up.
Is that what it is?
Is it interfering with the mics?
Mike's.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how you know his phone's putting off way too much radiation.
That's right.
Nice.
Was that an iPhone? Mm-hmm. There we go. The tumor of the bougie.
Flaked corn. This is made with cornflakes?
Something about corn. I don't know. I didn't read it that much. So I was there and I was trying to figure out something to bring just in case nobody had bought one or we ended up doing two. And I was walking through and I was thinking, try to get a Canadian beer because of the hockey playoffs going on right now. But the only Canadian beer I could find was like a 9%. And I was like, it's really high for a Monday night.
I know. I don't like recording on Mondays for that reason, too. So I appreciate you going with the 4 or
So
5.
then I was like, hey, it's going to be Cinco de Mayo and white people love to, celebrate Cinco de Mayo. So
White people love
style
to
lager.
find another culture to get drunk for.
Yeah, exactly. So
Isn't that the truth?
I figured it was worth a shot. And I bought two, and the other one has already been done. So that'll just sit in my
Almost
fridge for a while.
exactly a year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
You should.
The funny thing is, if I was on the episode, it'd be really funny that I forgot it.
I don't know. I know it's May 27, 2024. I can go back and listen to it. But I do remember thinking it wasn't as good. I wanted it to be the best.
Well, that's when I saw it. I was like, oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, honeysuckle should be the
See,
best.
you say that's funny, but I forget all the shit we've done.
No.
So Brendan has a crazy recall when it comes to that.
Well, I know we hadn't had the Atlantico Mexican-style lager, and we may never again. We'll find out. It's got an.
It's weird because the can has High Wire twice on it in larger letters than the.
Yeah,
name of the
they're
beer.
proud of the brewery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More so than the beer. But I do find
cool
that
name and logo.
I do find that this is the easiest beer in the world to make. A Mexican-style lager, cerveza, boom, and they always taste similar.
What's the difference between, I don't know, a Mexican style lager and like an American lager?
It's just this. It's literally just a style. Like it doesn't even have to be from Mexico.
Probably that this is corn and not wheat.
Maize, but that probably is it. Maybe that's exactly
Maybe that's what.
why it.
So like
takes on
Dos
that
Equis,
flavor profile.
Pacifico, all those might be more corn based.
Victoria, that's
I
the
haven't
one.
had that one.
It's changed the game. It's the best Mexican.
Oh, I need to try that one. I was mad I missed last week because I love Hefeweizens like you all, and I listened to the episode today, and I really wanted to try that. Is there one in there?
There's one
All
down there.
I'll have that one next time.
You are in luck. So this is interesting. As far as Mexican style lagers go, they've somehow deviated ever so slightly. I still would identify it as a Mexican style lager, but there's something different, right?
I can't remember the last Mexican lager we tasted in here. And since I'm not drinking, I don't have it. So it's kind of a whole new taste to me again.
Yeah, it's definitely like I drink a lot of Dos Equis and Pacifico when I go out to like Mexican restaurants, so I don't feel like it tastes a whole lot different than those. But
it's not
definitely it's not the
spot on.
same. Yeah, it's definitely not the same.
A little bit different.
Apparently, according to the internets, the corn is the difference between Mexican style lager.
There you go,
There you go.
nailed it.
But this one has like a, I don't know, like a hair maltier maybe, just like a hair.
Yeah.
I don't know
and
how
it's
else.
less skunky. I think the more malt
Yeah.
cuts the skunk a little.
Something about that.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't dislike it. It's just as far as Mexican style beers, they actually tried. I'm like, don't try. Just give me what I want it to taste.
Give me the funk in my mouth. That's
I
all
want it to
want.
taste like a cerveza. You know, remember the rumor when we were kids? It was like, oh, Corona is pissing it. Yeah,
I do remember. I never understood that.
I don't remember that.
But I definitely had people say that.
everybody said, like, if you got it in the bottle, it had piss in it. And you got to be careful with that.
What do you mean careful?
Over time, I just,
You drink it or you don't.
yeah, I just decided, okay.
I'm going to carefully drink this urine.
I'm only drinking the non-piss part of it. What?
I spit out the parts so I can tell
Yeah.
it be in it.
I just assumed by the time I was like 18 or 19, I was like, I guess I can tolerate just a little bit of piss in my beer because I kind of like these.
I don't understand the can because it's not.
Yeah, it's barely even about the beer. It's all about the.
They're not leaning into the fact that it's
Right.
pretty cool.
How many Mexicans are high wire acts?
Yeah, High Wire's on there twice. Then they got the big High Wire logo on it, and then there's just this one little label on the front that shows the Atlantico. I do like how it's like kind of play like the opposite of Pacifico.
Yeah, because that's kind of their logo, right?
Yeah. I didn't
Their
even,
font.
I didn't even pick up on that. That's pretty good.
Yeah, so it's basically this like
East
the
Coast.
East Coast. Yep.
Yeah, I kind of respect that now.
Yeah.
So as I drink this, it is a Mexican style lager. It's not an exact replica. Something about flaked maize.
That
Cornflakes.
That comes up a lot in different descriptions of Mexican.
Oh, that's fairly normal. Well, something about it is just a hair maltier.
I would think most Mexican style lagers probably don't put that on there because it sounds very weird.
It does. Something a little odd about
If
this,
it just
though.
said maize, you'd be like, okay, it's made with corn, but flaked maize sounds
fancy.
Fancier.
They took the
Yeah,
time to flake it.
exactly.
or artificial. Like
It does sound like it's a
like
shortcut.
you had to process something to it.
Or like dandruff.
Yeah,
It-
or
very-
corn. It's literally
very
reverse
dangerous.
cornflakes.
So with that malt in there, it's got a slight sweetness. That sweetness lends itself to a tang that like is almost like you put the lime in it, but you didn't. Even though there's no lime flavor, I'm just saying there's like a tang to
Yeah.
it that I'm like, hey, I can almost taste a lime, even though I can't. Which means it probably goes super well
Yeah,
with a lime. This beer is good. It's not great. I could put down a bunch of them, but I appreciate that they tried to elevate a Mexican lager on some level. I'm going to go with 3.5. Is anyone texting?
I was trying to pull up the description.
I don't hear it.
You don't hear it in yours?
hear it either.
You don't hear it in yours?
No. Is it the...
No, it just crackles.
Oh, no. I didn't hear it.
Oh, that's wild. Okay, you guys don't hear it. I'm going to go 3.5. It's an enjoyable beer. I just...
I think it's pretty tasty. I'm gonna go 3.5 as well. Like I don't dislike this beer at all. It's it is. I think crisp is on there.
Yeah.
It's pretty crisp. It's clean. It's refreshing. It's not a lot going on with it. A little bit of malt and less skunk. To me, makes a better Mexican style lager, and I think it's a pretty good version of it.
Yeah.
When you smell it, do you smell anything? I just read the description. I'm just wondering if anybody smells what they say. No. So on the description, it says, brewed with 100% malt and flaked maize, our Atlantico Mexican lager is golden, crisp, and clean with a touch of griddled tortilla aroma.
Avi.
Well, I mean, tortillas are made with corn.
Maize.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not... You're not tricking me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it did say malt, which
It
is
did. Yeah, it did say malt on there for the description.
There we go.
So yeah, I mean, pretty much it's just a decent, easy drinking beer. I love Mexican style lagers. I don't know that I would pick this over Pacifico or Dos Equis lager. And I think both of those for me are between a 3.5 and a 4. So I'll probably lean back towards the 3 for that because I wouldn't put it up in that category.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Adam. It's perfectly fine. It's not mind-blowing. It's above average. It's a 3.
Yeah. Oh, and the reason I would say that too is because the price of these for 4 of these, what are these, 16 ounces, was $17.49 for 4.
It's a 2.5.
Pesos?
Yeah, pesos.
Okay, that's a good deal.
Yeah. So another reason why
that's
I would
a
go down to 3.
3.25.
Right, yeah. There's...
And I definitely wouldn't have changed my score, but that price point for a 4-pack,
Yep.
equivalent to a not quite 6-pack, that's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because we're
Yeah.
getting good 6-packs now for under $12.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, 325 is probably the best it's going to do.
Yeah.
But I would drink it if somebody gave me one. I'd drink several.
No, I have,
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
Yeah.
I have no problem with them.
I wouldn't tell somebody to go search it out and buy it,
Nope.
not for that price point.
Nope.
But I'd be worried that it's got like heavy metals and dangerous chemicals
And everything.
in
Did
it.
you see the thing about the non-cook, non-stick pans and stuff? Like
No.
every time you, if you get a scratch in it, you're ingesting
That's old
millions.
old news.
Forever chemicals and such.
Yeah, and then of course, if it has as many scratches as most of ours do, you've ingested like a gajillion.
Yeah, because mine always end up with scratches.
Yeah,
That's super old news.
So you just got to
I
chuck
just saw that article a couple weeks ago.
Man,
I've always used like the rubber spatula and everything. on
Yeah,
it, so
and you're
like that-
supposed to, but you can still like rub it away.
Yeah, eventually, yeah.
That's why I exclusively use cast iron.
because there's no forever chemicals in cast iron.
Just real metal.
Just iron.
If you scratch it up, but you season it, and it has a layer of
Goes back to good.
of polymerized oil, so you're not eating any metal.
What was the word he used?
So I've never understood that because I've never used cast iron. Basically, you're leaving like leftover food residue in there.
No, I wash mine with soap and water.
You're not supposed to
You're
wash
not
them with
supposed
soap.
Oh, that's a wives' tale.
No,
It is. I know all about cast iron.
Not
So then
according
how
to
do
the
you
Lodge
season it?
website.
not according to every old lady that ever cooked them.
They're wrong.
Seasoning it is just essentially oil that you're baking off. And then at the end of it, though, when I'm done, after I clean mine, I pour a little oil in there, spread it around, and put it back.
Yeah,
And
unnecessary.
I understand that, but man, are mine greasy.
If you have it well, the only reason you season is to prevent rust. As long as you have
Yeah.
it seasoned, it's fine. The whole don't wash is a wives' tale. I have.
I wash my Blackstone with water to
Me
clean
too.
it.
I just get it super hot, scrape that shit off. But every once in a while, what I do a lot on my Blackstone is bacon, more so for the grease.
Yeah.
I love everything seasoned in bacon grease. It's good for you. It's the nitrites.
Yeah.
They say it's good for you. But apparently, the worst thing in the world you can do
Soap and water.
beyond any of that is eat a Girl Scout cookie.
Oh, I'm glad you added cookie.
Apparently, they're deadly.
Of course, they've always been deadly.
No, apparently they're trying to kill us, full of heavy metals.
What?
Have you read this?
I have no
not.
idea what you're talking about.
There's like people who are coming out. They're like, we've independently tested Girl Scout cookies, and they're full of things that should have never gotten through. We can't believe this is happening, and like they're getting a pass.
It's because the FDA was like, it's the Girl Scouts. What
Yeah.
could go wrong?
Yeah.
Is this like a more recent, like they've changed the recipe and it's gotten through, or is this the way it always was?
I don't know. I just saw an article a couple weeks ago, and it's really been helping me with my addiction.
Do you
Because
eat a lot
those-
of Girl Scout cookies?
Dude, those little.
Really? I might eat one every few years.
I remember when I went on my bachelor party, like a lot of people like smuggled things.
Did you say your bachelor party?
Like my bachelor party, like a lot of people were smuggling various things to the bachelor party. If you opened my luggage and looked in the secret compartment, I had 2 boxes of Samoas.
Ugh.
That's what I smuggled in because late night, I like to, in the quiet of my room, eat 7 Samoas. It's kind of my.
I would rather eat any version of a chocolate chip cookie than
that,
any Girl Scout
Yeah,
cookie.
I don't. The only ones that I even somewhat like are the shortbread ones.
That can't be good. Dave, what have you found for me over there?
Seems overblown.
No, but I'm
Well,
good.
you know they're processed all hell because they sit in those containers and get shipped all over the godforsaken world. So you know they have a shelf life of like 10 years.
Oh yeah,
which
because then they
means-
just bring them all back out the next year.
Here's what WebMD says, and I will reserve comment. Late last year, an organization called Moms Across America
Oh Lord,
published a report on Girl Scout cookies citing independent research.
Ma.
Every cookie tested contained traces of glyphosate, a chemical found in weed killers,
Boom. Roundup.
as well as 5 heavy metals, blah, blah, blah.
Boom.
But the claims gained traction after February 28th when podcaster Joe Rogan called them toxic on his show.
It's not my fault they're causing autism.
Soon after, a class action lawsuit was announced against the Girl Scouts and their bakers, blah, blah, blah. But the scientific community says they're safe.
safe. I mean,
So big Girl Scouts got the scientists in their pocket, but Joe Rogan,
Moms Across America
Ma?
is an advocacy group that makes headlines with their own research, which is often disputed as cherry-picked or misleading. Previous targets include
Okay.
Chick-fil-A, Trader Joe's, and even breast milk.
okay,
Same people that work at PETA. It's their side job.
I'm not going to
No,
buy
it's,
this.
it's people who, once QAnon, fell out of favor, they're like, let's go after the Girl Scout cookies.
If there's two things in this world I trust, it's moms and Joe Rogan.
Yep.
So I'm
Can't
in
go
on
wrong.
I'm in on this is dangerous.
Well, then
Experts
good. You don't
note
have to eat any more cookies.
the study was not peer-reviewed or published in a scientific journal. The sample size was small, with just 25 cookies purchased across 3 states.
That sounds pretty fucking scientific.
And
we
the
went
re-
to 3 different states.
The report presents the findings in a misleading way, comparing them to standards established for water consumption, even though our bodies absorb toxins more readily from water than food.
They were all bought in Michigan.
Flint. Yeah. I've been dipping these Girl Scout cookies in my water, as we do. There's a lot going on in
the
here.
cookies from our Flint plant really aren't moving like the other ones.
Amazing.
No, they don't move at all.
Yeah.
Neither do the people who eat them.
They left that part out of the study.
Yeah, I'm not. Look, I'm sticking with it. I'm going with it because it's really helped me. I look at those little girls differently now. I'm like, oh, shady. You're trying to sell me bad drugs. It's been cut with heavy metals and Roundup.
I mean, you can't think of Girl Scout cookies as being good for you.
Right.
They're thin mints.
Oh, yeah. They're not fat mints.
Yeah, fat mints are for fatties. Thin mints are for shred dogs. Everybody knows that. Dip them in your water. I don't know. That's what I read it and I was panicked.
That's the point of the
Internet.
of Joe Rogan.
It worked for me.
did.
It's kept me off of them. I have not purchased a Girl Scout cookie all season, and that's a big deal for me. Because usually, I'll be going to Home Depot for cookies.
Well, apparently, every cookie in a supermarket tested had the same trace amounts of those.
Shocking.
Are you serious?
As did vegetables and fruits and things that come out of the ground.
Yep.
Because that's where heavy metals are located, in soil.
That makes sense.
Science.
Real buzzkill over here.
Just saying.
Just saying that Girl Scout cookies are killing us.
Nope. Just saying. There's
They're definitely
trace
killing
amounts
you,
of things in
but not for that reason.
everything.
They're bad for you.
Yeah, I assume there might be some of that high fructose in there, but I'm not. That's not what's killing you. It's the glyphosate. It's the Roundup. It's deadly.
Do y'all use Roundup?
My wife loves Roundup, and I find it to be sketchy.
I love it.
It
Very
works like a
effective, but I
motherfucker.
keep seeing this thing pop up on the interwebs where it's like make your own Roundup that's like vinegar and dish soap and salt. And I'm like debating
actually
if I
works.
should use it and try it.
It works, but not like Roundup.
Yeah, nothing works. Like Roundup, you spray it, and then by the time you walk back to where you started, stuff's already dying.
Yeah. It gives them that fast acting cancer, and does the same to us if we spend too much time with it. But
Yeah.
it is amazing.
I mean, I
how-
use it maybe once a year.
Yeah, it's
like,
like
I don't
once or
use
twice.
it all the
yeah,
time.
I don't really have
Did
to
you
anymore.
did
but
you
once or
guys
twice a
hear
year.
about the lawyers that were involved in the Roundup thing?
No.
They were local Richmond
Really?
attorneys. I can't believe you didn't hear about this. So
We don't live in your lawyer world.
No.
this is shocking.
I know about Girl Scout cookies.
So one of the
Things we care
Stray
about.
cats
Stray cats, Girl Scout cookies. You know,
and French bulldogs and their whores.
yeah, I'm from the streets, man.
Oh, really?
I'm not talking to lawyers.
a relatively young Richmond lawyer, I think he was in his early 30s, he got into the whole Roundup thing, and that's hundreds of millions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
Of course, it's spread out amongst lots of lawyers. But
Roundup is basically the Xerox. Like, there's other weed killers, but you say Roundup. Like that's like the.
no, this was all Roundup. This was all that.
I know, but I'm saying it's so.
Oh, it's so
ubiquitous.
Oh, a lot of
Like,
them use that glyphosate.
Yeah, they all
stuff.
do.
Yeah.
But like you think like when you're talking weed killers, you just say Roundup.
Right. So check
But they
this
were
out.
the first ones.
Yeah.
That's why they got
Yep.
that.
This-
They had the lead.
Probably weren't the first, but they were
This one
marketed
attorney,
ones.
because they had the landmark case that was like $80 million or whatever. So now there's all these other cases that are probably going to get paid out. And this one attorney reached out because they're suing not just Roundup, but all the suppliers to Roundup.
Okay.
And so they're suing every single person that has a hand in it. And I guess maybe through their research, they figured out like this one vendor should not be implicated, but they're still paying out. So this attorney who's representing,
When he found the one good guy in the whole Monsanto trial.
no, he found the one company that maybe shouldn't be paying out, but they're still paying out. But the attorney is representing people that are injured. He goes to this one company, calls them up and says, "Hey, look, I think I can get you guys out of this. I know how to ask questions and how you should answer them to prevent you from having to pay out. Here's what I propose. You pay me a $20 million consulting fee, and then when I'm going to be leading the depositions, and I'll basically..."
It sounds shady.
Yeah.
Super
Well, that is shady. You're playing both sides.
Yeah. And so whatever company was like, let me think about it to get back to you.
Yeah.
They call the FBI.
Yeah.
Damn right. I was about to say, you just
Yep.
holler at the FBI.
And the
real quick.
FBI is like, go ahead and take a meeting,
Yep.
but here's a wiretap and all this stuff. So this moron flies to like
I'm
New
looking
York,
for a hitman.
flies to New York, says all that, all recorded. I'm going to basically throw my client's case against your company, and all other attorneys will have to follow because it's in print.
Let me side with the lawyer. Not many people would do this here. But honestly, he's doing what's right by the one good group of people.
But he's representing the.
I know, but
He's going directly against his client's interest.
Yes,
He has
but-
ultimate loyalty to those clients.
yes, but he doesn't want to drag down an innocent company that doesn't need to be involved in the lawsuit.
So you should have just done it.
So he's
without
saving
asking
them a
for
bunch
money.
of money.
Well, let me just preface this. I don't know enough to know if that company is innocent. I don't know.
accurate
I don't know
thing
enough
you've
to
said
know
all
if,
day.
I don't
That-
know
'cause
enough
that
to-
would matter.
if every company is innocent.
Yeah.
But his whole thing was, I'm going to throw it. I'm going to tank it, take a dive
For $20 million.
for $20 million. And so he took a meeting and they're like, this sounds great. Now, how can you insure, and he's like, I'm going to take a dive. And it's like, but that's going to hurt your clients. He's like, don't worry. It will hurt them for you, but they'll get paid plenty by everyone else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Really?
that guy went to jail. And
Yeah.
So did a couple of his people who were like, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
That were also attorneys.
Wow.
But yeah,
What
that's
kind of
And that was a
stupid-ass
Richmond-based
shit?
law
yeah,
firm?
that happened like right at the beginning of COVID.
I'm not going to stand here and have you talk shit about attorneys like that because
They are good people.
good, wholesome people that only do what's best.
That's right.
The best.
The best.
Yeah.
Most attorneys are good, but you have plenty of shitbirds. Throws the whole occupation into the gutter.
What percentage of attorneys would you say are good, like morally?
Yeah, you
good?
meet a lot of attorneys.
I mean, stereotypes work for a reason. Like, it's not.
I mean, that would be like ask a doctor how many doctors fill up their patients while they're under. Who knows? There's probably, there's documented cases of that, but who knows how many? I don't know.
When you meet some, do you just be like, oh, you're a turd?
Well, I think you can say that about anyone.
Yeah.
Every profession is full of assholes.
But then when you see some like prior bar complaints and this person was admonished for, let's say, throwing Molotov cocktails at an ex-girlfriend's house in the 90s, you're like, how the fuck is that person still practicing?
Hold on, wait. What the? You don't get disbarred for throwing Molotov cocktails?
I don't know what the punishment was, but that attorney is still doing very well today.
Now, I just heard this the other day, and I can't say that I know enough about any of this to be honest. But like, is it true that you actually have to have a law degree as long as you pass the bar?
Yes and no. They're like, you can do the old Abe Lincoln route and study under an attorney for I don't know if it's 3 years or 7 years or something like that, and they sign off on you're well trained,
yeah.
and then you take the bar.
Could you sign off on me?
Sure.
Well, like we've been talking.
Like,
a lot. We have documented
is there any like
conversations.
repercussions if your person doesn't pass?
No, but I think that it's like there's a
Three strikes.
certain way to do it. No, I think there's a certain way. You have to do so many hours, and
Interesting.
yeah, it's like an apprenticeship.
Well, I've been apprenticing for quite some time now.
That's right.
because
Every week for about an hour.
People
and a
that
half.
graduate law school still go and take bar classes to learn to help them
Yeah.
pass the bar, because that's how hard it is. It's not like you graduate from law school and you're like, now I'm ready to pass the bar.
Right.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
Honestly, all you really need is the first year of law school, because that does teach you to think like an attorney.
They say that's the hardest year, right? It's the first year.
It's the hardest year only because it's such a radical departure. I mean, if you had taken your third year first, you'd be like, what the fuck's going on? But it's all the same. But after 1 year, you're like, oh, I get
You've been
it.
trained to look at things through a
Yeah,
lens.
gotcha.
Spot issues and
When it weeds out, that being that tough weeds out a lot of people the first year, right?
I think it used to be that way, but I think
I'm going to become a lawyer.
you
I'm
could
going
do
to
it.
go take the test. I'm sure I'll do just fine.
You've been Dave's apprentice for a long time.
Insert
Yes.
Brendan being confused with the meaning of bar when he shows up for a test. Joke here.
Yeah. I'm starving. Can I get some of them torts?
Yeah.
I've been taking bar classes for years now. I can't believe this isn't what I've been learning.
What the hell? Done it all wrong.
I don't see any top shelf shit here. What the hell?
This is ridiculous.
Not drinking what's behind that thing.
This is horrible.
Honestly, that apprenticeship sounds better and better the more I think about it, and you don't have to take out $250,000 of
Yeah.
paying for education.
Yeah, you just got to have someone who's willing to like coach you through some stuff.
I guess it depends on the years. Like if it's only 3 years, great. But if it's 7, 3 years of school is a lot less than 7
but-
years.
But maybe they're paying you.
Well,
Yeah, but you can
that's
get
the-
paid
yeah.
to do grunt work.
Yeah.
like
Or if you
also-
just do it on your own time. Like if you
Yeah.
literally just did like in that movie with honors where the homeless guy like just read books all the time. Like,
Well, I think I'm not positive, but I'm 90% sure you have to have an attorney sign off.
isn't that what Kim Kardashian is trying to do? Or was trying to do? She was like going to try to take the bar and like without going to law school.
Quite
I mean, she probably just passed it easy. She's pretty smart.
She's actually smarter than I think she's actually. I mean, her father was a lawyer, so
Right.
she kind of gets a lot of it. So, and she's actually surprisingly done, I think, a lot with like the Innocence Project and helped a lot of people, which
that's
is kind
pretty
of
cool.
weird. I mean, you never know how smart people really are. Like, we all know people that are intelligent, but you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. I mean, she's got plenty of videos of her with lawyers. Wasn't Ray J a lawyer?
I think he was a rapper.
What's the difference? I don't know, dude. Eloquent with words.
Yeah,
That's all I know. Convincing me of something.
he was an actor.
Kind of. And he is now.
Yeah,
He's a very famous movie.
yeah.
And she's an actor. Because I don't think we can't say actress anymore.
Nope.
It's actor.
That's right.
I still have a hard time with that one. I don't know why, but like I always want to say actress.
Same thing with like waitress and server.
I can get behind server. Like, who's our server? Even though that sounds far worse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
I
it-
think so too.
Steward
Really
and
does.
stewardess.
Flight attendant.
That sounds worse.
Yeah. I've had some great
Like,
flight attendants.
would you rather be a steward or a flight attendant? Like,
Or a flight attendress.
Or succubus. I still think about succubuses all the time. When, like,
It's
trying to-
succubi.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure out how to do this. Like I've been burning sage, but like outside, so they're driven inside. I'm trying. So far, it hasn't happened.
you'll get there.
I'm waking up to nothing.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I'll get a succubus one day.
Yeah.
Discovering that was mind blowing.
You might get an incubus.
Ooh, I mean, I'm asleep.
Fingers crossed.
I'm asleep.
I saw your Miata.
Now, did you?
It was calling me.
Did you get the boat out this weekend after the issues from last week?
So I did. I did do some work to it, and I realized I'm way in over my head. Like one of those where I like they got in there to the engine, started looking at all the stuff, and I was like tracing the wires, starting with electrical, and like I get to a certain point, and I'm like, "The wire's gone." Like it just disappears into the hull. How do you
Yeah.
do that?
And by getting in there, you mean you remove the cover.
That's what it had been me. I would have opened it up, looked like, yep, I don't know. And I just closed it back
I
up.
crawled in there as much as I could, But then the first time you like hit your head on something or knock your shoulder, you start losing the will to fight. That's for sure. Yeah,
I love that you thought you had a prayer.
I was really hoping that with this new set of eyes, like now that I understand what I'm looking for, that it would have made more sense. But I got in there and it was like, I still don't understand what's
You were
going on.
hoping to like,
Adam, I'll take something.
you were hoping to just pull off the cover and just see like two wires not touching,
Yeah.
and be like, "Aha, Excelsior!"
But isn't that always what you
Yeah,
think's
yeah.
going to happen? You're like staring in under your car.
That's
and-
everything our dads taught us. When you open the hood of a car, you're like, "I really don't know what I'm looking at here," but
Yeah.
okay.
I stared at it long enough, and then I was like, I know what the problem is. I don't have a beer.
Yeah,
I got a beer. And I stared at it, and then I did discover one ground wire that looked a little corroded. And I thought, okay, I'll come back another day. I will address that wire.
do you have an ohm meter? Do you have a meter you can like test stuff with?
I have one of those. I'm not very good at using them.
Because it does so many things, you don't really know how to use it.
I have one of them multimeters
Yeah.
where it's like I got 50 options.
Yeah.
I need one that just does basics. Lights up when you stick it in the hole. That's hot.
Yeah,
That'd be nice. But I have to like change it to all these different features.
DC, AC, voltage, ohms, the whole thing.
Yeah, it's
Characters, you don't even know what
Yeah.
they are.
You're like,
oh yeah, it's in Greek.
Yep.
Like yeah, this fucking omega. I assume that's ohms. Like I'm working through it. I have a really difficult time with that stuff. And I did all the electrical in here with my buddy.
the thing is, electrical will make you pay for it too when you're wrong.
Yep.
Oh, that's
It bites.
well, that's why my buddy was here. He is
Yeah.
he is an electrician. And he was like, "Yeah, I'll knock some money off if you just run wire for me." I was like, "Perfect." So now I can also
Brendan's an electrician like Katy Perry's
right.
an astronaut.
That's right.
He's like, yeah, I did some electrical work. You pulled fucking wire. That is literally a monkey's job, dude. Like, that is nothing.
Dude, her name-
Wow, you are coming in hot.
Well, I mean, he's saying like he's like, I did all the electric. He started the statement with, I did all the electrical in here.
I did.
He pulled wire.
That's why you pull the wire so you can say shit like that to people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I confidently and to me accurately, I'm not lying,
I built my Jeep.
did the electrical engineering.
I put the doors and top on it. So I
you
built
did.
it.
Yes, you did. I've been seeing you driving around your Jeep topless.
Yeah.
First
Yeah, I
time
saw
I've
it
seen
today
you
without the
topless.
doors on. Look good.
Well, he had
Yeah, I had the
full
whole top
off.
off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nipples
First
out.
time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had to get those sunshades for it.
What's a sunshade?
Like for the
So-
steering wheel?
No, it goes. Dave, you know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Goes
It
over the roll bar.
goes
Blocks
between the two
sun.
roll bars,
Yeah.
and it's like perforated, so like it
Okay.
lets some sun in, but it shades you.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you don't get like burned driving
Yeah.
around too much. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, so you got one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Bimini top, million
Yeah, I
Well,
remember
this
they
is-
used to be called like bikini tops, right?
bikini
No,
top.
no.
This just like with the Velcro elastic straps, you just it takes 10 seconds to put on.
Yeah, but it's just mesh. Keeps you in shade.
But like,
But a
it's-
bimini top
Bimini
is
top.
an actual top that will keep rain and
it'll
100%
it'll
of the
lock
sun out.
in.
I've seen
Yeah.
the ones you're talking about. Rain will come through it.
Yes.
But those are cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool.
You guys seen this new truck coming out, the Slate
No.
Yes.
electric vehicle?
Who's making that?
Isn't it Amazon making it?
Well, it's loosely. So Bezos has invested money, but it's undisclosed how much money Bezos has in it.
I think I read like 10% of the company or something like that.
They raised $111 million last year to like get it over the hump. And he was involved in that round of. So everybody keeps saying, well, if there's Bezos money in it, it's going to go.
Didn't the same thing happen with Rivian though? Like when Rivian first
Rivian
like
has Bezos money in it.
yeah, well, like when it
that's
first
cool.
popped and they were about to like do their IPO and they had all this money, everybody's all excited. And it came out and then it just tanked like 2 months later.
Well, I'll believe Slate when
Slate's different.
I'll believe it when I see it because everybody keeps talking about these cheap electric vehicles that are coming and they never do.
Oh, is it going to be a cheap one? Is that
Yeah,
what
it's
the-
like 20K.
20 grand
oh,
pickup.
okay.
So the whole point behind Slate is literally everything is modular, everything's an add-on. So in its standard form, it is what looks like a square body pickup truck, a small one.
It's basically a Ford Bronco.
Well, if you look at the size of it, this of course was near and dear to my heart. They show it. They go, this is what it looks like next to a Chevy Silverado. And it shows the outline. And then it goes, here's what it looks like next to a Ford Maverick. And then they go, here's what it looks like next to a 1985 Toyota SR5 pickup.
Yeah.
And it was the exact same size. And I was like, whoa, that is the greatest pickup ever made. So immediately I fell in love.
It's like an old S10 like size.
It basically looks like an old S10. It's the square
Very
body.
boxy.
And
The
it
old
has
Ford Ranger
and it has the
size.
creature comforts of an old S10.
Yeah.
Quite
It's
literally.
stripped down.
There's nothing in it. In fact, in its bare form, at $20,000, what you get is a 150-mile range, 0 to 60 in 8 seconds, which is frustrating.
That's better than a Toyota from '85
Definitely. Oh,
by
way.
Yeah.
By double.
By double,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's quick. And it's got steely wheels, roll down windows,
Oh, it's got rolled down.
no infotainment, no speakers, no stereo to speak of. This is
It's got a mount for your phone.
Yeah.
It's got a mount for your phone. This is a bare bones vehicle. And the way it looks is gorgeous.
It looks cool.
It comes in one color,
Slate gray.
Yeah.
But they'll wrap it. And they say wrapping it's about $500. And you can bring it in and go, I'd like whatever. And they've got hundreds of options.
It comes with an SUV kit, so it's got a hard roof and an extra. I think it comes with seats.
Is it 4-door?
No,
That's
two-door.
two-door, wow.
In fact, in its final form, if you put every option on it, it still only has 2 doors. But if you want power windows, you got to pay for that.
Yep.
If you want a $20,000 electric vehicle that'll only go 150 miles, that comes with the basic battery, the one engine.
Literally just get you around town.
Didn't it say fully loaded to be about 30?
Yeah, it doesn't
Oh.
look like it's that bad.
Does fully loaded come with like infotainment and that?
So
type of stuff?
it's.
I thought I
it's
saw
weird.
where like you can. There's a package that comes wired for speakers, so like your phone will play through speakers.
So there's a couple options. Hanging underneath the dash is a spot for your Bluetooth stereo, and it can accommodate up to like that big JBL.
Nice.
So like you can put that in there. That's let's be honest, that's a ton of sound if you're in a little tiny cab.
For sure.
Yeah.
Like that's plenty of sound. But they do have the entire front panel, like the dash, because the dash is nothing but just a
Open.
flat sheet. So they can put speakers back there and put a flat sheet over it any color you want. So now you have speakers if you choose to have them. And everything runs from your phone or a tablet. Now, if you want to buy one of their tablets, you can, but it's set up to take an iPad,
Yeah.
whatever tablet you want. And their whole point is, why should you invest in a car that's all tech when in 5 years, the tech that's in that car is going to suck?
100%.
So now you can just slap your tablet in
New one in,
every
yep.
time. And it looks clean as shit. When they put the tablet in, you're like, oh yeah, that looks really good. It just looks like a screen.
Well, think about what everybody does with their high tech infotainment and everything now. You have Apple Play or whatever, so you're just going through your phone.
You're just running
anyway.
your phone.
Yeah,
So
like
every
my
time
car plays literally just my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because every time you upgrade your phone, you're upgrading your entertainment center. The only thing that stays is the screen for
Or the
all intents
speakers.
and purposes. Yeah. So they've completely cut that out.
I have friends that have radio issues, and they use Bluetooth speakers.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I mean, because then you get it whenever you want a new one. Like, oh, yeah, this one.
It
crapped
drives
out.
me crazy because I have those FM converters. I'm like, just buy one of these for $20, and then your phone plays through your actual speakers that work.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the radio went bad, but the speakers in the car
Yeah.
work. Oh, I thought you meant like the speakers in their car.
No,
went
no.
out. Oh, yeah.
The
Yeah,
beauty of this thing is
Or their phone doesn't. They don't have a
Connect to it
jack or
anymore,
something. You know.
you could go buy a Slate today in its natural pickup form and then save up for the SUV, and everything is bolt on DIY. You go get it, the bolts exist. There's no difference between if you bought it from the factory versus if you bought the most basic. And
So that's what you're
upgraded
saying.
all
It's
yourself.
like the old Broncos where you can just take off and like
Yep.
add stuff on as you want. And
Yeah, you put a back seat in it, boom, you've lost some bed, but you've gained a back seat.
Yeah.
Then you put a roll bar on it, then you can put a top on it. It's got 2 different hard tops. Like you can do
that's pretty cool.
literally anything, and you can just take it apart. The doors will come off because if you don't have power
Well, that's
doors,
what they were
what's the
talking
problem?
about for this for these electric cars years ago, where everything would be in the chassis. And
Yeah.
You'd be able to, if you drove a sedan every day, you'd be able to buy or rent a van body to put on your chassis.
I mean, that's the dream,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, I don't need a truck today.
Yes.
I need a hauler.
I'm going on a road trip. I need a van.
Yeah.
I need something with some SUV. I need something with some storage.
That's the concept behind the Slate. And I think in its most raw form, in that gray with the steely wheels, I think it looks beautiful.
It's pretty cool
I'll have to
looking.
check it out.
I sent
Genuinely
a
think it's
link
cool.
with
Did
a
you?
video that y'all can watch.
Nice.
The concept of that. Let's see if it. Do you think people will buy it though? Do you
Yes.
think America
I do.
is
Yeah.
enough of a DIY culture that
Well, especially
we can,
now when people are like hating on Tesla,
Yeah.
they're going to be looking for any other electric car to jump on.
Well, I think electric cars are still growing, and
Yeah, for sure.
I think the price point is just unbeatable.
Yeah.
Right. If you need a farm truck or a short commute,
Yeah.
like a 20-mile commute,
Yep.
would be perfect.
Yeah, they're saying, but only 2-wheel drive.
I wonder what the crash safety is like on that. And
Well, it's got to meet the same standards everything else does.
you would
right?
think, unless they do some weird, oh, it's an ultra low speed vehicle.
Well, they
Yeah.
are going right after. What are those KEIs? What? How do I
K trucks.
K trucks? All these imports, these little tiny trucks that are coming over.
Well, I
They're
think I
effectively
heard something,
going
or
after
Dave
that.
said something that all those imports that are coming over, they're trying to make illegal
Yeah, there's been some places
because they don't meet any of the crash
Right.
ratings.
Right.
I was just thinking like the S10s. I remember a bunch of my friends had like those Rangers and stuff when we were younger.
Yeah.
They were all 2-wheel drive.
They
Yeah.
were, but that was and so that was the reason why you didn't lift them because
Yeah.
what's the point? You just have a basic pickup truck. And
Right.
that's what this is going to fill the need
Yeah.
for.
You can lift a 2-wheel drive truck.
You can, but yeah, it's a midget in heels. I think it's
Which
A tall
you
midget.
dig. So
Yeah,
not- I mean, I'm into.
right.
No, I mean it's not a.
I'm looking to buy my son a 2-wheel drive pickup truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think
For
you
his
lift
first
that.
vehicle.
You can put.
I don't like big lifted vehicles anyway, so I wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't like lifted vehicles either.
There was a time I did.
Of course.
Have you ever been to
Yeah.
Westchester on like a Friday, Saturday night? You see some crazy lifted trucks with all kinds of lights in the wheels and underneath.
Yeah.
And as soon as they pull out on 60, well, guess where they're all going? Down to Powhatan.
Yeah,
Yeah, and you're certainly not taking it off road. Well, I guess some of them boys do.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's mostly for looks. So, I mean, you could lift a 2-wheel drive truck, but I also don't think that I would be off-roading too much in this little
no.
Slate. I don't think that's what
That
it's
is,
for.
yeah, you don't need 4-wheel drive.
for
It's to
zipping around.
get around town.
Yeah. And then
It's
if
got
you
a
need to haul
frunk.
something, you've got a little bit of a bed in the back.
Yeah, and I've got a frunk up front for the basics.
Yeah.
But I kind of want one.
That's super convenient too, having that trunk up front. So then, like, if you had to leave something in the car, you don't have to worry about it being in the back
Yeah.
and open.
I've been talking to Joy, like, if we ever get smart and whittle our herd of cars down to where I have a presentable vehicle, she has one, and that's it. I'm like, well, we'll need a pickup truck,
Yeah,
and if those things depreciate to 10 grand
well, that's what you want.
in
So
a couple of years,
Yeah.
like,
part of me wants to put the $50 down because that's what it costs to get on the
To
list.
save it?
It's $50, and
that
if you-
is the worst smelling burp in
Thank
the
you.
history of burps.
Thank
Oh
you.
my God. It is all the way over here.
Well done.
Did you have Chipotle today?
No, you had a Mexican lager.
and a Mexican lager and
Damn.
some soup.
and poo.
Soup. Oh, I did eat some. I thought I would get the cat to like me if it just saw me eating its poo.
Yeah,
So I did mill around in the yard for a little bit, but that's neither here nor there.
Mondays,
So
he takes a break from semen and he goes to poop.
That's
Yeah.
right. So I don't know a lot about electric cars. I never really looked into it a lot. But what's like the battery life on this? Have they said that in that? Like,
no one knows.
on
They really
like
don't.
these trucks, because like you said, say it goes down to 10 grand, but what's the battery life left, and how much does that cost to put a new battery in it?
I mean, there are 2014 Teslas still driving around.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's why I'm
they
asking.
say
I
it's a
literally
10 to
don't.
20 year lifespan on batteries, as they said today. But BYD over in China is making way better batteries,
Yeah.
way better charging systems that we're refusing to allow into the country.
Interesting.
So it's the technology's way better. We just don't have it here
Okay.
for various reasons.
Yeah. See, I have not learned anything about the electric car stuff.
They're awesome, and this one seems to be the first that I think has a chance at changing the game and giving us affordable modular vehicles.
The first Teslas changed the game.
No, I
You're talking
agree.
the affordable
Yeah.
part.
But he still hasn't made it to the point where he has that sub $20,000
Yeah.
car. Now, we don't know that this actually will either.
Well, what's crazy is we threw those numbers out years ago, and now you can't buy sub.
I was going to say, I was like, how many
cars.
sub $20,000 cars are there at all?
Very rare.
Well, just think you've got probably $7,500 of technology and air conditioning compressors and all
Right.
power windows and just all that stuff. That
Right. Yeah.
All of that's been
They're
stripped
all
out.
just more expensive.
You're going to have air conditioning. It has air conditioning and heat.
for 20 grand.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
In the
I
standard.
know it gets better.
See, part of me was like, I don't want to go to the gym in like a really nice leather seat that has
Yeah.
open pores, and then you put
you're
your sweaty
sweating in.
body on it.
Yeah.
So I've been like, I need a beater that I can take to the dump, but also take to the gym.
This could be it, but it's not really a beater. No. It's the future.
Now, the used one you get a few
if
years
you can
later,
you can get
that'll
one
be the beater.
3 years old for 10 grand. That would be
Yeah.
awesome.
And when they do them in like their surf mode, it has the roll bar in the back seat, no top on it. It looks like a first gen 4Runner, an old Bronco, an old Chevy Kate.
Now, when they
All those.
when they sell electric cars used, is like how do they? Is it miles still, or like what do they?
Yeah.
Is it like battery, like
miles.
power cycles that they like put on there for like how much it's been
You can
used?
check the health of a battery and say, I'm making this number up, but say in 4 years a battery should degrade down to 80%. You can test the health, and if for whatever reason that battery is degraded to 60%, that will affect the price.
Yeah. So, but it shows that like when you look for that, it'll show all that.
But
information.
maintenance on those things,
yeah, it's like nothing, right?
dude, it's tires.
Yeah, it's like
brakes.
rotate the tires, new tires.
I wonder if
fact-
it has that regen braking.
It does. The brakes last for a long
Yeah.
time.
That helps the brakes dramatically because you start getting used to it, using it. I don't know. Part of me wants to
That
put
sounds pretty cool.
$50
Yeah.
down just because the look is right, and the idea of being able to turn it into a beach type.
I hate
vehicle.
that there's one color.
but you can
don't,
wrap
You
it.
wrap it.
Yeah,
it's
but
like painting it is an upgrade.
Yeah.
yeah, but still, you're gonna have a gajillion gray ones out there.
Well, yeah.
I think the gray actually looks super cool.
I agree, but like
Yeah,
you're
it'll
gonna
get
have
played
a
out.
parking lot full of fucking the same vehicle, and you're gonna be like, "Fuck, I can't even tell the difference because there's no 3 trim packages." Like I'm surrounded by the
Yeah,
same
gray slates. But you got to think if it works, then
Somebody else will
Then
do it
they'll
too.
start upgrading. They'll start
aftermarket.
doing.
Yeah,
but the
somebody else will do
aftermarket
the
will
same
come
thing.
in
Yeah.
quick. Like if they start selling them, then they're going to be like, we've got different tops because
Oh, there'll be
everything's bolt on.
there'll be a like there's 4x4, companies
it's
that
like Jeeps.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like you'll just be able to do it like Harleys. You just be able to do a million different things.
Oh,
with
yeah.
them.
Yeah, that would be. I think that would be really cool. And then you think, of course, the people who are doing the wraps, they're gonna.
Yeah.
Other companies are
Yeah.
going to come in. And be
'Cause if
like,
it's so
"Look at
modular,
ours."
you'll be able to make one, and then everybody that has that truck will be able to buy it.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm super excited
Yeah, it
about it.
sounds
It's the
pretty cool.
first electric car in a long time I've gotten like really jazzed about that we get in America.
Yeah.
Because those BYDs are the answer. I rode in one when I was in Ireland and I didn't know what it was. And I got in this car. It looked kind of like a Kia Soul. Like it wasn't anything.
So hideous.
Yeah, it wasn't like I wasn't super excited, right? And then I get in it and I'm like, whoa, these doors are like way cooler. And I was like, whoa, I like this. And I like this dash. And I start talking to the guy and he was like, yeah, they come over here and they subsidize the shit out of it to put them in circulation as cabs. He's like, and so I just pay them, but he gets like the European nations take like 20 grand off these things or some shit just to get them in so that they have more electric cabs.
So where was that, Ireland, when you were there in Ireland?
Yeah.
So cabs are still like a big thing over there, not like Uber hasn't taken over like over there the way it has here?
In a lot of European countries, you can't even have Uber.
Really?
So what they do is the cab companies get together and they create an app, and then that app functions as
Just
an
like Uber.
But this way you can still pay into like this way the government still gets their cut because the government is selling you your license to drive it. And then you just work into this app. So you use whatever specific app is in that area. Okay. Now, some of them do have Uber, but some of them do not. And it works out really well because you see these crazy cars. But I got in that BYD and I was like, this may be the coolest electric car I've ever been in. Why don't we have these? And according to the cab driver, they just won't allow them here because we have enough people in power. Think Elon in particular. Plus, you got Ford, Chevy, the people who don't want to let them in. They're like, we don't want these Chinese.
You mean it's all about money?
It's all about money.
What?
So the lobbyists say that their batteries are dangerous and not to bring them over here. But the reality is that BYD's batteries are so far advanced compared to anything we're making here that we're the suckers. But true capitalism, lobbyists get in there and fix the glitch. Now we got fucking Chevy Sparks. Chevy Bolts. That's the one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But the slate's going to make it. So let's see what's up.
Hope so.
Should be cool.
Sounds pretty cool.
When are they supposed to go for sale?
2026. So
Not far away.
we're supposed to have them next year. I mean, if I put my $50 down, they say I'll have it in a year.
And
But would
will
you
have a
want-
daughter that's 16 next year, right?
Yeah. I'd probably get the basic bitch as the first version and then build it up because I'd like to see if aftermarket.
Is your personality typically an early adopter?
Only with things that don't last. Like I still have a mini disc player upstairs.
Like I know that you like to buy cool things that are heavily depreciated. So this seems off-brand.
This is off-brand
Yeah,
for me. For a car, this is way off-brand.
Yeah.
I've never purchased a car that wasn't 10 years old because I like to see what reliability numbers look
Right.
like and then get a car after it's depreciated and run with it.
But you're willing. I mean, that's assuming you could get it for 10 grand in 4 years. That's a big,
Yeah, that's different.
big
Brendan.
leap of faith.
It's a huge
Could be a
leap.
collector's item.
No.
Those never work out the way you think. Like I got the launch edition. Cool. So you have the oldest.
It's hard to know.
It is hard to know when something comes out. It's easy to know at 10 years, and that's kind of why I like that number. At 10 years, you know
Yeah, but
what's holding its value.
your Forerunner, no one knew was going to be the collector's item it is.
No, that was actually just because I wanted something reliable and old. I wanted a beater, and now the beater, unfortunately, isn't a beater because it's coveted. So I'm like,
All the
fuck.
beaters.
Yeah, beaters
are-
are tough.
My dad just spent an obscene amount of money on a 30-year-old Dodge Ram.
Like seriously, like a ton of money.
With the
I mean,
Cummins or like a Ram
what I
Charger.
think.
Because I don't like those 30-year-old Dodge Rams.
Actually,
Oh,
probably
that's
35.
that's super old. That's
I think it's
cool.
a 90.
That's boxy.
maybe 40
I was
years old.
picturing the generation or two after that I just don't think.
Oh, when they got rounded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They don't look right. They don't
Not
look
a
right.
Cummins.
They had like the
but it is
racing
an
stripes
extended
on them.
cab and
Yeah.
it looks two-wheel drive.
That thing's pretty cool though. Old cars are cool.
But it looks
I mean,
like
you
it's
guys
in
watch that show? You were just talking about that show with
He
the,
says it's
Can't
35
stop.
years old.
perfect condition.
Well, we're all getting slates, and everyone out there listening, go check them out. Tell me if we're wrong, because it really does look kind of cool. Retro, as modern and retro at the same time.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like it. When was the last time a car came out with roll down windows?
that was the one that's weird. Like you really don't see that.
It's got standard door locks. Doesn't even have power door locks as it comes from the factory. You're putting your key in there like a child.
I saw a Maverick that had that. Those-
Really?
Yeah. A base Maverick, because they were supposed to be the 20K mark too.
Yeah, I mean, I like that they're even trying
Yeah.
and at least giving me something that looks cool.
Yeah.
I dig it. Are we closing this down?
Yeah,
I think
we
so.
shut it down.
I think we've given them enough. Hopefully,
Dave.
I was quirky and odd enough.
Oh yeah, that's right. Adam's the best according to Chat GPT.
Oh, we forgot to talk about it.
Yeah,
Save it for next episode.
according to Chat GPT,
No.
he's the best.
That's a teaser.
Yep.
Actually,
you know.
That's a great topic.
there's another name, but
Yes.
we'll get into that
Yeah.
next
We'll
week.
talk about it.
Listen to next episode to hear the real Chat GPT hero.
I can tell you just a little more, just a little
Don't do
information.
it.
I have spent a lot of time teaching Chat GPT about what we are because the first time I looked it up, they said that 2 wrestlers did it.
Yeah.
So I looked, I was like, I was like, what do you think inside the powerhouse? And it was like,
Like
it was
two
like-
naked wrestlers that wrestle each other
yeah.
exclusively.
It was like Raw Dog, Mad Dog is
Yeah.
it's fucking extreme after he retired from his tag team championship days. And I'm like, wait,
How did I forget that
I
topic?
was like, who is
I know.
I was thinking about that for like 4 days.
who's the wrestlers? But apparently, Troy, you and I were wrestlers.
Well, we had
We had one episode with an actual professional wrestler on here.
Little
And
progressive
ChatGPT
liberal.
was like, well, that's what they are. And just kind of just put that out there. But now ChatGPT, because I've trained it, has gotten better. And we've learned some things. We've grown.
Mm-hmm.
We've grown in ChatGPT's eyes. And I'm excited to talk about it next week. That is
There you go.
very
That's
exciting.
the teaser.
From wrestler days,
To today.
yeah, to Adam's show.
Yep.
Yeah. I liked Brendan Kennedy and Friends.
Yeah.
Next week's episode.
We know who's,
Brendan Kennedy and Friends.
Well, I did tell you I trained it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and we know who trained it up.
I have trained ChatGPT up a lot.
ChatGPT, you think Brendan is the
There's one solo
number one
host.
guy here, right?
And then, then rotating friends.
Who's the handsome guy? Mad Dog? No, it's
yeah.
Brendan. Oh, sorry about that, sir. Because it always apologizes for
Who's
its
the
hair.
audio dreamboat? Brendan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would never. I won't take that from Troy. That is Troy's name. You've earned it, Troy.
Thank you.
The ladies dig it.
To everyone out there,
All the ladies that listen.
There's one, maybe two.
Yeah.
I know
if you're-
one.
if you're selling French bulldogs with severe deformations,
I know two. Three. I know three.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Two of them are wives of this podcast.
yeah. Well, reach on out to InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com.
I know one, so that's three then.
Let us know where
three.
we can find your sped dog, and we'll care for it here because that's what we do. And if you have a bunch of money, you can Venmo it to us because the vet bills are going to be out of hand. Where
Or
do
a
they
stray
Venmo?
tabby cat.
Is there like a sped version of the Westminster Dog Show that we're going to enter these dogs in? They will be competing against each other.
This will be great, dude. We held it at the Ronald McDonald House lawn. And perfect, dude. Troy, you got a Venmo?
Yeah, reach out at Inside the Powerhouse and donate some moolah.
Oh, you got a $15 donation this week for the weight loss from Aaron.
Boom.
Shout out to
nice.
Aaron.
Dave.
Always helping us out on the Venmo. He's looking out for you. What he could have done with that $15 is put it towards a cheap pair of sunglasses. Inexpensive. Cheap's not the word I meant to use. They're polarized and they're actually recycled materials. They're pretty sweet. They're called Nectar sunglasses. Drop ITPH in the coupon code. You'll get 20% off of those bad boys. And if you need a mortgage, then you can always reach out to screendoormortgage.com, assuming you live in Georgia or Virginia, and tell them Inside the Pallet House sent you. And he'll say, cool.
Yeah, he will say that. Or something like that. I don't want to hold him to that.
Don't want to hold him to it.
No.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
What's Dave gonna say? What's his brilliant outro? He's got about 3 beats to figure it out.
Maybe Duke can get a fourth leg option on Slate Dog.
My dad also has that truck.